Good morning. This is Lisa Schmid with the Stamper Studio. And if you've been following along with us, we've been doing Jumpstart just to show you different products from the January to June 2021 catalog, otherwise known as JJ21 is our little cool nickname for it. Anyway, today I want to show you the Love You Always, some products from the Love You Always suite. And then I have a card I want to make with the Love You Always suite. It's not just Valentine's. I guess that's the main thing I want to point out. Sometimes I see something and think, well, but this has lots of different phrases in it that I think you'll be able to use, as well as flowers. So let's get started. All right, so the Always in My Heart, this is all from the Love You Always suite. The Always in My Heart has these really fun flowers and leaves that are two-step stamping. And then it also has Happy Anniversary. You had me at hello. The best kind of friend is the kind like you. Here's another year to happily ever after, which could go inside the Happy Anniversary. And then You're Always in My Heart with some hearts. So there's some Valentine's, but there's also anniversary. So that is the stamp set. It is photopolymer. There is also in this suite this wonderful ribbon. Oh my goodness, it's metallic, but it's super soft. So one side is satin and the other side is metallic. So, and this is in Blushing Bride. The other things I want to just show you from this suite are this wonderful, my goodness, look at, of course, you know, shiny things. This is the Love You Always specialty. Anytime it has this gold on it, it's usually called specialty, but you get 4 of each of these sheets, 4 each. So 12 by 12, you get 12 of them. Look at that. Shimmer and shine. Great way to start our day. And then here are the foil sheets in those same, kind of that same color scheme, this Blushing Bride and kind of a champagne-y color, and then the pink. Ooh, there's my reflection. And the last one in this suite is this, what is the name of this one? True Love Designer Series paper. And I laid it out just so you could see all of them. These are in obviously black and white, but then you can color them. You can use the brushes to add lots of color, or you could cut out the flowers, the big flowers. You could die cut out these because there's dies also with this set. Okay, so that is what I want to show you about that. Let's get stamping. I am going to use Blushing Bride cardstock, and we'll just go ahead and fold that. This is a normal size, so it's 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. And I'm using Mint Macaron and Very Vanilla. Mint Macaron and Very Vanilla. Okay, so I'm going to start by just layering this right on here, and then we will get to our stamping. It's so, so pretty. Obviously, I chose, so not obviously, I started this card because I wanted to use the ribbon, kind of just like an outfit. I wonder, what do you pick out first in your outfit? I start with my pants and then match to my pants. So I'm going to stick that on there. So I started with the Blushing Bride. So pretty, and I wanted to use that. So that's why I chose the Blushing Bride and the Mint Macaron. All right, here is kind of a fun little, it's not really a tip, but it's a technique that you can use. You could just hold this here. I think I'll just, I think I'll just do that. I'm going to hold it there, and I'm going to focus on the flowers and the leaves. Okay, so I'm going to start with this little one that looks like a lily pad. Actually, I want to start with the solid one, and I'm going to do this in Blushing Bride. So I'm going to two-step with Blushing Bride and Rococo Rose. So I'll start with my lighter color, and that's going to be my Blushing Bride. Blushing Bride. And I'm just going to kind of stamp however I feel like, some going off. I just want to keep holding this strip so it stays there. There we go. Then I'm going to peel that off and put on the outline, and we're going to do that in Rococo Rose. Now this color is going out this year, so this is the last year you can get it, up till June, and then we'll get some new colors. So, because it is one of our in colors. And you see, it doesn't even really matter if I'm completely on or not. Oopsie. Let me move this over here so I'm not reaching across. And even if that happens, it's fine. I'm just going to line it back up there. And Yeah, it's not even going to matter. And this one went a little off, so I'll stamp one more. Perfect. All right, now I'm going to go to I'm going to use some purples just to bring it a little bit of color. Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape. So my solid color is going to be Highland Heather. I'm going to grab a sip of water here. Sorry about that. All right, so my solid one is going to be Highland Heather. I'm going to use this bigger flower. There's my background of it, and let's go ahead and stamp that one. So Highland Heather, I'm going to line back up and you could tape this down, I suppose. It's not too hard to line it up. I mean, to hold it, it's not too hard. So I'm just going to add some of the Highland Heather, and this line, it's fine. It doesn't even matter because, and the reason it's there, I'll tell you, is because the paper, the little bit of thickness of the paper, that's why it's there. So if you use a thinner sheet of paper, like a printer paper, you won't get that line. All right, and so if you wanted like a perfect line, there's a couple things you can do. That is one of them. Then let me switch to our Gorgeous Grape. So using lots of ink this morning. Some I find like are well suited, barely stamped at all. Whereas this one, just want to kind of get in the lines there. This one I'm really stamping using a lot of our colors. So lining up somewhat as best I can, but I'm not laboring over it, making sure it's perfect. The flowers. There we go. And then let's just clean that on my little chamois here. It's Monday morning. How many of you are back at work today? Oh, that would be us. We are back at work today. All right, the last color scheme I'm going to use is the Mint Macaron. So I want to bring in this, and I'm going to use the Seafoam. Oh, I think I did say that wrong. My Designer Series paper, this is actually the Seafoam. That light green is Seafoam. All right, so we're going to start with our Seafoam. And you could start with whichever one. For me, I find it easier to start with the solid and then add the printed part. All right. Okay, there's the solid. And you can see I'm really not being super careful, but it is going to look just so, oops, I want the darker color, right? And I'm going to use Just Jade. Oops, I will use those again in a moment. I'm going to use the Just Jade for my outline, and making sure my line is still there. And kind of get it on top, sort of, kind of, close enough. There we go. And now I'm going to do a couple leaves, and actually I'm going to add a little bit more Blushing Bride with the rose, and then I'll add some leaves. Okay, so I want, because my main color is Blushing Bride, I want to bring back in some more of that. So that's my outline. This one, we're going to do a little more up here. I don't have to fill the whole paper, but I just wanted a little more pink, not pink, Blushing Bride. There we go. And we'll do our little outline here in Rococo Rose. So I am back at school today, but not at school, just online school again for another couple weeks.
Morning, Linda.
Good morning. So I know you might be looking at this thinking, well, that kind of looks messy, but just wait. It's going to be so pretty. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add a few leaves with our Mint Macaron, and need a little bit bigger block. I'm going to use, so I have a couple leaves to choose from. I'm going to use this one right here, but this one sure is sweet too. I'm going to use that one. So I'm going to start with my outline. Again, kind of lining that up. And I'm going to do the light color, which is my Mint Macaron. Kind of get in some of those leaves down here. I guess I don't really need to hold that because the leaves are not even touching the middle. Okay, and we'll get the outline with our Just Jade. that's right. I'm going to hold it anyway so I don't get my fingers on it. Add a little bit of leaves. And I just want something over here because it's kind of blank, so I'm just going to stick one in there. All right, even though I didn't do the background of it, it's okay. And one more here. There we go. All right, so I have this nice background that I've made, and I'm going to go ahead and use the happy anniversary, and I'm going to stamp it in. I was going to do Blushing Bride, but the Blushing Bride is a little too light in my opinion, so I'm going to do the Rococo Rose. And because I want to put the ribbon on this side, I'm going to stamp my happy anniversary over a little bit on this side. So I didn't do that with my sample, and that's how I realized I do want it like that. All right, so let's go ahead and put on the ribbon. I'm going to cheat on this ribbon. I don't know if you've ever done this, but I was trying to wrap it around and tie the ribbon. Let me just flip this whole, that's okay. I was trying to wrap it around and tie it in a bow, and I just couldn't get the bow quite nicely. So I'm going to tape on the back like that. Grab some scissors here. And it does save you ribbon, but mostly I wanted a really nice bow there. Isn't that so pretty? And so let's come back to our card. I'm going to go ahead and glue this on, and then I'll finish it up with the bow and some gorgeous frosty pearls. They are called pastel pearls, and they are in the purples and Blushing Bride. They're not in this suite, they're in the hydrangea suite, but they sure are pretty. All right, hold that there. Okay, now I want to put a little ribbon on. Now I could tie the ribbon around here, but I'm actually just going to make a ribbon or a bow. I actually want a bow on this one, so I'm going to tie a bow and then go ahead and glue it on. Now, by tying a bow, I can manipulate the ribbon a little bit so I get all the shiny parts on top. You know what I mean by that? Like I can twist it, and where when it's on the card, it's a little bit trickier. When I'm tying it right into the card, that's a little bit trickier. So I want a little bow. There we go. And this one I'm going to flip because I want it that way. And I could always glue that down too so it stays that way. There we go. All right, let's just go ahead and trim those. And grab a glue dot, and we'll go ahead and stick that right on my card. There they are, hiding underneath. And I'm going to stick it right up here. That's okay. I'll fix that. And then here's the creme de la creme that I want to put on top, which is so, so, so pretty. Look at these pastel pearls. Aren't they gorgeous? You get 200 of them. So I'm going to put some of those because I want to bring in that little bit of purple. So I'm going to use take a pick and go ahead and pick up. I'm going to use the darker ones, and I'm going to put one of the Blushing Bride ones in the middle like that. Actually, I'm going to use a lighter one. I don't want that one. I want a lighter one on there. A little too dark. There we go. So I'm going to use that little bit lighter purple. And one more on this side. Push that up just a tiny bit. There we go. Isn't that so pretty? I just think it is really, really gorgeous. I'm just going to shove that up a little bit more. There we go. Isn't that nice? Look at that. I mean, that is I think it's very pretty. And do you see what I mean down here? It didn't matter if I was perfect on the covering the images. The other thing, if I hadn't been doing this ribbon, I could have put our tear and stick tape right here and put gold on it. I thought that would have looked pretty too, but maybe with this ribbon, it would have been a little too much. So that is what I want to show you in our Always, Love You Always suite. That's our card. So I hope you enjoy that. I'll put a picture of it in the comments once I fix that little piece. And please be sure to come back tonight, because tonight at 7, I am going to be showing you what is Celebration. We all talk about the celebration. Some of you may know, and some of you may not. But I'll tell you one thing. Celebration is a time to get free stuff. Like, I love free stuff. We all love free stuff. So come back tonight at 7. I'm going to show you some cards made with the Celebration items and explain what that is so you can get some free stuff too, because our catalog goes live tomorrow. And I actually just texted my friend to ask her what time, and she replied and said, I don't know. Okay, I thought she might have a time, but I'm not sure, but it goes live tomorrow. Okay, so have a great Monday. Hope this was a good way to kick off your Monday. Happy stamping.